You know, when Jesus will welcome us to heaven, what are the words that he will use? Because we all know. Well done, my good and do what? Enter into your rest. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Now do what? Enter into your rest. I want you to ask yourself, what have you done that God will congratulate you for? So today we are going to talk about serving God, service to God. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 19 from verse 21. So Elisha left him and went back. He took his yoke of oxen and slaughtered them, burned the plowing equipment to cook the meat and gave it to the people, and they ate. Then he set out to follow Elijah and became his attendant, or became his servant. This is the call of Elisha. The first thing for you to serve is a firm decision. A firm decision. To make a decision. After Elijah went and touched Elisha, Elisha quickly left what he was doing and ran. And Elijah said, "Why are you following me? Why are you following me?" And he did not even explain why he was following. He said, "Give me some time to go and say goodbye to my parents and to sort out some businesses." For us to be able to serve anywhere, we have to make a firm decision. We have to make a firm decision. It is easy to sit, I must confess. It is easy to sit. It is easy to do nothing. It is easy to hope that somebody else will do something, that somebody else is going to do something. But we need to make the decision. Elisha made a decision. Elisha made a decision. Apart from making a decision, because it's easy to make a decision and not follow through with the decision. The second thing that is required for us to be able to serve God is sacrifice. Sacrifice. After Elisha had made the decision to serve Elisha, he chased him, but not only did he chase him, he came back home and he did what? He killed his oxen. He killed all, and then he used the djembe to cook the meal. Then he invited some idle neighbors to come and do what? Eat the meat. There are many idle people who like to just do what? Eat the meat. That they like to just come to church and sit and do nothing. Those are the people who eat the meat of those that have made the decision and those that have made the sacrifice. I want to challenge us. I know it's a tradition of Emmanuel AGC to sit during intercessory prayer, but I have stood and realized it's not too much of a sacrifice. Next Sunday, starting next Sunday, during intercessory, can we remain standing? Can we remain standing? Yes, let's remain standing. We are no longer going to sit during prayer. We will remain standing. I was wondering, why did we ever sit down? Then I said, maybe those days there were too many old people that wanted to sit down. But nowadays, even if you're 70, you're energetic. Cindy, hey, you can stand. You have to make a sacrifice. For you to serve the Lord, you have to make a sacrifice. It takes a lot for you to be able to serve. And you have to sacrifice of yourself. You have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your time. You have to sacrifice your energy. Anything that doesn't cost you, David said, don't bring to the Lord. Don't bring to the Lord anything that hasn't cost you something. I want to bring it to you from the life of Elisha, that he was a busy man. He was a busy man, Cindy. I mean, he had oxen. He had workers that he needed to supervise. He had to wake up in the morning to make sure that the oxen have eaten. If he had workers, to supervise the workers, to feed the oxen, to prepare the oxen, to tie. Most of you millennials have no idea what I'm talking about because you have never seen oxen. But let's imagine his tractor. He had to wake up every morning, service his tractor, change the oil, make sure the djembe is sharp. He had to do something. He was busy. Now, unlike him, I'm not asking you to leave your jobs and come here. There are some of you that God will call into full-time service. Those ones, please come. But the rest of us, I'm not asking you to go and slaughter your oxen. I'm saying, alongside your oxen, do what? Serve God. Serve God. Come and ask us, what can I do? But you have to make a sacrifice. It has to cost you something. Serving the Lord has to cost you something. It has to cost your time. It has to cost your energy. It has to inconvenience you. If serving is not inconveniencing you, then you are not doing it right. The other is humility. Now, Elisha was richer. Elisha was older than Elijah. Elisha was richer and older than Elijah. Did you know that? Of course, you knew he was richer. You didn't know he was older. And yet he chose to serve a poorer man and a younger man. Serving God requires humility. I know that nowadays we see men of God who have an entourage. They're called men in black suits, crisp white shirts, and sunglasses, guarding the man of God from the people of God. The problem sometimes is that when God blesses us, we begin to become bigger than him. The blessings that he gives you begins to puff you up, and you don't feel like, I can be an usher. Please, I'm a CEO. Sasa nionekane nikiasha. CEO. Nionekane kweli nikihesabu sadaka. CEO. Nionekane kweli kwa kwaya. Don't become too big for God. Don't become too big for God. John chapter 13, from 1 to 17, talks about if we want to be the greatest, then we have to be the servant. If you want to be the greatest, you have to be the servant. From chapter 1, this is a story that the disciples were asking Jesus. If you want to be the greatest, it's long, so don't put it. If you want to be the greatest, serve. Matthew 10:39 says, if you want to gain your life, lose it. If you want to be strong, lose yourself in the service of the Lord. Lose yourself in the service of the Lord. Make the decision. According to Luke chapter 9 and verse 62, it says, when you have put your hand on the plow, do not look back. Do not look back. If you serve and no one recognizes, it is not about the human being recognizing. It's not about the human being recognizing. It's about God taking note. It's not about the hand clap from people. It's about the hand clap from heaven. Can we challenge ourselves? Can we challenge ourselves? That I will find something to do in the house of the Lord. I will find something to do. I will even come and suggest something to do. I want to make a commitment. The Lord helping me. Thank you for those that are already standing. The Lord helping me. That I will serve in whatever area the Lord convicts me to serve. And that I will serve without complaining. That I will serve with humility.